So you have the genius of invention. I do too. Now it's hard for me to admit that because it sounds like we're bragging, because a lot of people think invention is really what genius is. It's not. All 6 of them are critical geniuses, but sometimes people with the genius of invention get a little bit more attention. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a really important one. We love to come up with new ideas out of nothing, to create things, to come up with new thinking, original thinking, even with a blank slate. And this really is critical to any team or organization or initiative. The thing we need to keep in mind is this: we need the genius of wonder, because they come before us and they say, hey, I think there's a problem here. I think there's something wrong. Can you come up with something around this? And that's when we say, absolutely, I would love to. And then when we invent and we come up with that idea, we need the next genius, the genius of discernment, because they're the people that give us feedback. And they say, I think that's a great idea, or I think there might be some problems, or I think you might be wrong on this one. And then we can discern with them and get feedback, and that helps us refine our inventions, make them real, or ditch them if that's the right thing to do. Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to let people know that this is your genius, that you really do love original thinking, creativity, and coming up with new things. And I want you to find as many ways as possible to apply that in your family, in your work, in any kind of project you're involved in. I also want you to recognize that sometimes we people with the genius of invention want to use that genius when it's not necessary. Sometimes a project is so far along, we're just implementing it. And I want to come up with a new idea, and I need the people around me to say, hey, Mr. Inventor, it's not your time right now. And that's okay. So as much as I want you to use it as much as possible, let's keep in mind that every moment, every step along the way is not necessarily a time for invention.